Alrighty, hi everybody. I am going to test out creating presentations in Google Notebook LM. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the studio side and I'm going to create a presentation in the chat side as well. So let's do the regular slide deck first. I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to make it presenter slide. And I already have my prompt ready, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And then basically what it is I'm asking it to create an editable, downloadable presentation that uses Sonic the Hedgehog as the theme. And I'm asking it to include Sonic and other characters from the cartoon, make the slides bright, fun, and similar to graphic novels. This is for a presentation for high school students who are learning about Stanford emerging technologies. And then I'm putting in, please note this, that since this is for school, I am invoking fair use to create this presentation in the Sonic the Hedgehog theme. Now, what I've noticed is when I say something about fair use and I remind Gemini or Google that I am a professor or adjunct faculty, then I seem to have more luck getting actual characters created. It doesn't work all the time, but it seems to be relatively consistent. And then I have my preferences to have a close-up of Sonic on the majority of the slides as if he is the presenter. I gave some basic font types, and then I asked it to create at least one slide that explains and defines acronyms and technical terms. And then I also asked it to create a thank you and question slide. And then also I asked, will you create one downloadable image I can use as a thumbnail for my notebook? Now I expect this to work in chat. I do not expect it to work in studio, but let's see what happens. All right, now while that's doing its thing, I'm going to go over here in chat and I'm going to paste the same prompt. And I'm going to go ahead and make it work. Now what you'll see over here is you see in studio side, you see it generating the slide deck. Over here, you'll see it working here. So both are working. And the last couple of times I tried this one actually showed up first. It will show up over here in the studio window, and it will have a different icon than any of these. And it will tell you, it will show you a breakdown of everything it did after it's done. But right here, you can see where it's doing everything. It'll take a few. So what I'll do is I'll probably edit the video and cut the quiet part out. But I have had success doing this. I kind of like it. What happens is the slides that I create over here is a downloadable PowerPoint and it's editable. And so you can edit the text. The slide deck that I create using this is revisable through the interface over here, but you can't click on the stuff. Now, the other thing I noticed is that when I do this, these images I think are created from this prompt, and it will create multiple images for me for some reason, but that's okay. And then so I haven't really quite figured out what the breakdown is, but if you notice, it's almost making one for some of the terms, which is not what I asked for, but I'll take it. But here's my notebook thumbnail. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now I have to figure out with Stanford Emerging Technology Review 2026. And so I am going to download that. Let's see, let's do, while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and download it. And then we will put it up here. See if it's easy to find. There you go. We'll look at some of these other ones. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, let's see. So it's actually making images all the way through, which is kind of funny, but I'll take it. And we'll see what happens afterwards. And so I'm sure there's something in my prompt that is asking it to make multiple images, and I just don't realize it. So let's go over the prompt while we're waiting. Please create a downloadable, editable, downloadable. Make the slides bright and fun. Please note that since this is for school, font type Arial, font should be bold and no smaller than 36. Create at least one slide. Create a thank you. Also create one. You know what I forgot to do is I was going to ask it to create a PNG that has a transparent background, and I forgot to do that, but that's okay. And so you still see all the images, which is kind of cool. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. This is from the Google Notebook update where it said that it's integrated with Gemini a little bit better. And so these are the things that I think it can do that seem not always obvious when you're playing with Notebook, especially if you've been using it for quite a while, because you don't necessarily see a difference if you don't know what to change or modify in the way you use it. All right, so let's keep this going. And again, I'll probably edit some of these long pauses out. Alrighty, so now it's going over what it did. It says it created and formatted highly engaging, professional, editable PowerPoint in a Sonic the Hedgehog graphic novel theme. It says that created the thumbnail with already for download in the studio panel. And it breaks down what the name is. 16:9 widescreen. Background color 36:44. Title slides, it breaks down the slides for you if you want this instead. And it says every technical claim, definition, and technological insight on these slides is strictly grounded in the Stanford. You can freely edit the text, change your fonts. In addition to the presentation, generated a high-impact square notebook thumbnail. If you would like, I can write a script to compile a fun, printable custom classroom trivia quiz. Let's get it do that while we're waiting. Please create the trivia quiz. All right, so while we're doing that, so I'm going to open up this one. So notice again, the icon's a little bit different than what you will normally see for a slide deck. So here's the icon for the slide deck. Here's the icon for the slide deck or presentation that was created by the chat. So let's go ahead and save it and open it. Pull it over here. So you kind of got the graphic novel theme going. Not too bad. I've seen kind of like I like it. I like it. It's a little basic, but I like it. Oops. And then so let's see. It has the thank you. So this is the thank you and edit slide, and here's some definitions and acronyms. And it breaks down, so Stanford Emerging, Science and Policy Briefing for High School Students. The 10 emerging texts. So you see where you might want to edit a little bit, so you can just go in here, edit it. Intelligent machines, let's see if it goes through all of them. So not too bad, not too bad. A little cartoony, but it's for high school students, so that's good. Let me close this. And here's the trivia, and here's the regular slide deck. So let's see what the regular slide deck looks like. Oh, this one's nice. And so it's funny because I have noticed that the slide deck in studio always looks cooler. And this one is actually very good, just from looking at it. I really like this already. And then the challenge, though, is that how do you edit it? So the only way you can edit it is to let me find it again while I'm talking. And is to go here and revise. And then you can revise it here. But I'm not really sure I want to revise anything. This actually looks really good. Let's see what the thank you and the question slide look like. Yep, right here. I love this one. But the other one is editable. And so it's really a question of preference. And so there's always something you can do with either one of these. I prefer the slide decks that come out of here. But like everybody else, I want to be able to edit it a little bit better. But I like this one because it allows me to edit it